Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Buskin Warner Brothers Records recording artist, Andra Day.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. They all need someone to look up to. Never found anyone to fulfill my need. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I lived as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. This love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I lived as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if I
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund's 27th Annual Awards Gala, celebrating 28 years of developing minds and delivering dreams. And now, please welcome to the stage the President and CEO of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Mr. Johnny C. Taylor, Jr.
Hey! Hello, everyone, and thank you, Andra, where is she, for that great performance. Wow. Wow is the only word that comes to mind right now. I am in awe because none of us would have thought it possible that just 3 years after moving our headquarters and our gala to Washington, D.C. from New York City, that we would be hosting our annual awards gala in a sold-out room, 1,500 plus people. I mean, there's simply no way I would have believed we could have been named one of the top 10 charity events in all of Washington, D.C., folks. And we're one of the top 100 events in this town, period, not just charity events. We are here with Fortune 500 CEOs and their executive teams, members of Congress from both parties, the Secretary of Agriculture, believe that in D.C., right? The Secretary of Agriculture, thank you, Mr. Secretary, television celebrities, powerful corporate lawyers. One lawyer here is one of the top lawyers in the whole country, like boardroom lawyer. And guess what? The director of the CIA, y'all. Give it up. That's who's in this room tonight. And I just can't believe that all of these people are here to celebrate our country's publicly supported black colleges, their presidents, and the nearly 300,000 students on these campuses. God is good. We are here tonight for 3 reasons. First of all, we get to celebrate 5 amazing individuals, amazing human beings. We're also here to celebrate 47 black colleges and their best and brightest students. And number 3, here's the gotcha to raise money. You all gonna hear about that all night. I'm a professional beggar. Yes, sir. We can assure you we need to raise money so that every student who is willing to pour their heart and soul into earning a college degree is able to do so without the fear of having to drop out for financial reasons. That's why we're here, and it's that simple. Here's the reality, and all of you read the news and listen to the television and radio, college is becoming more and more expensive every day. And if we are to continue developing minds and delivering dreams, we need your help. We need your donations. We need your investment in the future of these promising young people. Tonight, we are going to celebrate leadership, scholarship, and the achievements of HBCUs and all the talent that exists on these campuses. Andra sang it best, I believe that children are the future. Teach them well and help them lead the way. She said, show them all the beauty they possess inside. That's what we're about. And now, before I go any further, I'd like to invite you to stand for the presentation of colors. And please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. And to sing our national anthem, please welcome a talented young man who has dreamed of becoming a professional singer, actor, and dancer since he was 4 years old. Well, with lots of dedication, his dream came true. He was recently cast in Broadway's first national tour of Motown the Musical. He was cast in the roles of young Berry Gordy, young Stevie Wonder, and young Michael Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a young star on the rise and the son of proud graduates of Thurgood Marshall College Fund Member School, Florida A&M University, Mr. Reed Lorenzo Shannon.
twilight's less gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Amazing. Have a seat. I mean, that's all you can say, right? That is a prime example of our future and how hard work can pay off. Thank you again, Reed. Please, ladies and gentlemen, recognize that young man again. We're going to see him in big places. His parents just told me back in the back of the set here that he just signed his first deal with Nickelodeon. So y'all going to see him on television. And now you know, right? Also, a special thank you to the U.S. Army Military District of Washington for the presentation of colors. For many years, TMCF has focused on many things in higher education, and the organization continues to evolve and do more each year. However, we can only do as much as our resources will allow. And now I really want to recognize a few people who helped to make this evening possible. First, I want to give a very special thank you to a distinguished gentleman. He's my friend. He's also the chairman and CEO of Gallup. He's the chairman and the CEO of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund Board of Directors, a true friend of our organization. We wouldn't be here without him. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the CEO of Gallup, Mr. Jim Clifton. Jim, please stand and be recognized. Next, I want to thank Apple. How about it? Is this room not beautiful? Thank you, Apple, for being the presenting sponsor for tonight's event. Thank you so very much. She looks good. This partnership is historic for TMCF. And frankly, if you all don't know, it's big for the HBCU community, and we're forever grateful for your support, Apple. Thank you. Will all of the representatives, I'm going to show you how deep they come, will all of the representatives from Apple please stand and accept our thanks? Woo! Thank you. Thank you. And now I get the opportunity to give a special shout out. Special shout out to a special person at Apple. I just told you the organization's wonderful, but this is a truly remarkable woman. And she happens to be an HBCU alumni from Grambling State University, a TMCF member school. Gramblers in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't for this person, this amazing partnership would not be possible. Denise Young Smith, would you please stand and be recognized? We can do good for this. This is... Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have a wonderful evening, but I have something to share with you. Many of you thought you were coming out to see Robin Roberts, and that was our plan. But at about 11 o'clock this morning, while I was in our board meeting, I was informed that all of the major news outlets had made a decision to put all of their anchors on 24-hour alert, essentially to ground them, as a result of the terrorist acts in Paris this past Friday and the threat of continued unrest in the United States. As a result, ABC made the decision to cancel Robin Roberts' appearance here in D.C. tonight. Spoke with Ms. Roberts earlier, and she wanted me to make sure that I shared with each of you that she was personally very disappointed with this turn of events, but she is nonetheless committed to our cause and stands with our students and our institutions. But true to the perseverance that has made HBCUs be successful for over a century, TMCF sprung into action and found a well-respected television journalist to serve as our host tonight. Now, I'm not going to tell you who it is until he arrives, because the brother doesn't know, he might not come over here. Won't be the second time I tell you all that, right? It's the first time you got me. But I can give you a hint. He is the co-host of a popular evening show on a major news channel, and he gets off at 7 p.m. Okay? So I'm your host. Until he gets from the studio to the Washington Hilton. Give it up for a brother. Come on. I'm your host, okay? Seriously, this is one of the most important fundraisers you'll ever attend, and here's why. You're going to meet some of the most amazing individuals who will benefit from your generosity. All 400 plus of our scholars. That's right. With us tonight are more than 400 students who represent the thousands of students who have received scholarships, leadership training, professional development from Thurgood Marshall College Fund over the years. Student scholars, I know you're in the room. Please stand and let your presence be known. Let's give it up for our student scholars. All in there. Oh, and by the way, please keep your cell phones on. I think that's the first time you're going to hear that, right, at an event like this. Keep them on and let people know that you're here. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, please use hashtag, and for those of us who are over 30, barely, that is the number sound, the pound sign, right? Hashtag TMCF Gala, and let your friends, your colleagues, and your family members know what's going on, and encourage them to give, or even watch us live stream. That's right, live stream, since they couldn't be here in person. I told you, we sold out. I had folks calling me last night, can I get a ticket? No, you gotta buy early. Yes, the show tonight can be seen via TMCF's YouTube channel by visiting tmcf.org/live. That's tmcf.org/live. The more people know about TMCF, the more they can do for our scholars and for our member schools. Now, in addition to fundraising, this is also a friend raiser for TMCF. So share and let the world know about this great organization and all of the amazing work we're doing. Now, I know many of you are ready to dive into that amazing appetizer in this beautiful room, so let's move on with the program. I finished that, my man, right? To deliver tonight's invocation, please welcome the director of the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, Rabbi Jonah Pesner.
Good evening. I'm Rabbi Jonah Pesner. I have the great honor of leading the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, located just a few blocks from here, and the historic site of the drafting of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Our building was donated to us by the great Kivi Kaplan, a Reform Jew who was actually the last white Jewish president of the NAACP. And he donated the building to the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, which became the hub of civil rights and social justice in the 1960s, where the Leadership Conference on Civil Rights used to meet for 35 years, where Dr. King used to come when he was in Washington, because when he was a young man on his honeymoon and he went down to Florida for the first time, he and his newlywed bride arrived at a country club, driven there by a black taxi driver. And they arrived and found a sign that said, "No Jews, no dogs." And Kivi turned to the driver in disbelief and said, "Is this common down here?" And the driver looked at him and said, "They don't even bother with us." And so it is that the Reformed Jewish movement walked hand in hand with the leadership of the Civil Rights Movement. So much so that we were part of the drafting of those historic pieces of legislation. And now more than ever, the work of this incredible Thurgood Marshall College Fund matters, because we know at a time of Tamir Rice and Michael Brown, from Ferguson to Baltimore to Cleveland to New York, Black lives matter, voting rights matter, economic opportunity matters, education for all people matter, and we need leaders, and we need education, and we need equity in the United States of America. And so, if you're asking yourself, what's a rabbi like him doing in a place like this? I am here in the footsteps of Goodman and Cheney and Schwerner. I am here in the footsteps of all those who marched 50 years ago to challenge America to live up to its highest moral vision for itself, and who now know, 50 years later, with the Voting Rights Act under siege, with educational opportunity and equity on the verge of extinction, our work matters now more than ever. Because the Jewish people didn't start marching 50 years ago. We started marching 5,000 years ago as the people of Israel who came out of Egypt, a people enslaved to imagine a world of freedom and justice for all. And my friends, together we will march for 5,000 more years if that's what it takes to bring about a society of justice. So will you stand with me now and pray? Will you stand up? Will you stand up for education, for equity, and for fairness? Take hands with the sisters and the brothers near you. Join together in one human family. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, God who is the God of our ancestors, our mothers and our fathers, the God of Dr. King and the God of Abraham Joshua Heschel, the God of Julius Rosenwald, who built a network of schools for black kids in the South, the God who is the God of Thurgood Marshall. God, be with us here today, because we need you more now than ever. Inspire us and guide us to open our hearts and our minds and our wallets to do your will, that is, to do justice, to love mercy, and walk humbly with you, O God. God bless this sacred occasion. Thank you.
Say, well, all right. Thank you, Rabbi Pesner. That's a prayer for you, right? Invocation. And guess what? God has answered my prayers. Our host has arrived in the house. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen. He probably doesn't need any introduction, but in fact, he's been delivered literally to us today. 23 years running largely NPR, is now the co-host of Fox News Channel's The Five. Ladies and gentlemen, our host for tonight, Mr. Juan Williams.
Good evening. What a wonderful event. I think the rabbi's right. God has blessed us to be here and with this mission tonight. Johnny could have done a nicer introduction for me, but, you know, he could have mentioned that I was my high school valedictorian. So what if I was homeschooled? That's no big deal. You know what I mean? We all have to make a way. Millions of students with limitless opportunities and bright futures are at the core of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund's mission. We all know that. But tonight we have a special treat. It's my pleasure to introduce to you one of the students who's going to change the world. A junior at Hampton University, Lauren Patterson's major in computer science has prepared her well to become one of the Apple Scholars, and I'm going to introduce you to all the Apple Scholars later tonight. So please join me in welcoming Lauren Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. What a great honor it is for me this evening to introduce Denise Young-Smith, Apple's Vice President of Worldwide HR and Talent. Tonight, I will proudly join 30 other students as Apple Scholars. And while it's a great honor for me and my fellow students, it's not a surprise that Apple would take such a generous and thoughtful commitment to our nation's HBCUs by being tonight's dinner sponsor. And it's no surprise that Apple would continue to lead by establishing and funding a program that will further help diversify the tech sector. This summer, I served as an intern in Apple's Site Reliability Engineering Department in Cupertino, California. When I first got there, I'll be honest, I was overwhelmed. I wondered if my background would be understood or welcomed. Working alongside people from all walks of life on the front lines of innovation, I was able to witness firsthand how diverse backgrounds and points of view are not only welcomed and encouraged, they're embraced. And leading these efforts is a woman who's dedicated to her career to helping others realize their potential. For almost 2 decades, Denise Young-Smith has played a central role in helping Apple recruit, nurture, and retain the kind of talent that would make it one of the world's most highly respected companies. This is a woman who's used to doing big things. Prior to her current position, Ms. Young-Smith headed the people, talent, and culture function that built Apple stores into the iconic flagship it is today. And as if that's not enough, she's also a gifted operatic singer who performed at Carnegie Hall. But perhaps more importantly to us, this is a woman who has a deep appreciation for us and HBCUs. Ms. Young-Smith earned both her bachelor's and master's degree from Grambling State University in Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Apple's Vice President for Worldwide HR and Talent, Denise Young-Smith.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Isn't she fantastic? Let's give her another hand. We couldn't be prouder to have Lauren as an Apple Scholar, and we look forward to the many contributions that she and her fellow scholars will make at Apple. It's a pleasure to be here this evening on behalf of my employer of nearly 2 decades. It's hard to say that, Apple. But for me, tonight is also highly personal. As a product of a public, historically black college and university, I can speak firsthand to how schools like my alma mater change lives. I can speak firsthand to how HBCU graduates have, can, and will change the world. If someone were to compile a list of amazing HBCU grads over the years, wow, what would that look like? A list of many thousands who work each day with a sense of purpose, who have a vision for bettering everyone around them. A list that would include my fellow Grambling grads like the late Judy Mason, a playwright and one of the first CBS scriptwriters of color for Norman Lear. Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And the Honorable Rodney Brooks, who has served tirelessly as a judge in the juvenile system in Cook County in Chicago for 20 years because he's dedicated to those children. Like many of you in this room tonight, my life story is one punctuated by sacrifice and opportunity. Early in my life, it was my father's sacrifice that created my opportunity. My father was the eldest son of a sharecropper and picked cotton in Louisiana as a boy. Served in the U.S. Navy during World War II and the Korean War, found work afterwards as a janitor, a bartender, and then with great tenacity started his own business in my hometown of Colorado Springs. He was most comfortable helping and serving others. For almost 3 decades, he served as an elected official, eventually becoming one of Colorado's first African-American mayors. My dad, Leon Young, thank you. My dad, Leon Young, may not have ever attended college, but a day spent around him was like a master class in principled leadership, sense of purpose, good evidence that opportunity doesn't create itself, that good people have the responsibility to create it for others. He had many accomplishments in his long life, but perhaps his proudest was dismantling a discriminatory hiring system that unjustly and systemically denied opportunity to women and minorities. Although I didn't realize it at an early age, my father's passion would become my calling. The satisfaction that he derived from creating equality and opportunity and aiding others to be able to do their best work and be their best selves would become the launching point for my life's work. People ask me, why did Apple create the Scholars Program? What it is about this program? Why do we believe that it's so important to partner with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund and create a program that exclusively recruits from the nation's public HBCUs? The easy answers come first, because it's aligned with our values of creating opportunity, and because the embracing and including of brilliantly diverse talent makes for remarkably better innovation. When your goal is to create the best products on earth, products that change lives and help shape the future, you can't risk mediocrity by not including everyone in that remit. But there's also another simple reason. It's because we want the very best, the most gifted, promising, curious, and capable. We want those who are learning agile and culturally savvy. We want those who understand the value of relationships. These traits are essential to a future world. As the proud product of an HBCU experience, my education resulted in so much more than a piece of paper. My fellow students and I left with certain universal truths that armed us well for the challenges of life ahead. Empathy, compassion, resilience, resourcefulness, learning from our experiences as well as our classrooms, learning to relate, to embrace the different and understand the unconventional. Nikki Giovanni is one of the greatest poets of our time and one of my favorites. She has said this line that I find myself using at gatherings large and small, professional and personal. If now isn't a good time for the truth, I don't see when we'll get to it. So in the spirit of her poetry, let me share with you some important truths. As a company, Apple, we are committed to a more diverse and inclusive talent force. My being here tonight, my life, my career, and the commitments we're making are proof that this challenge can and will be addressed forthrightly by Apple. It will require time and focus, but my goal is to make sure that we are constantly making progress. Just a few months ago, we announced that Apple had hired 2,200 Black employees and African American employees in the past year, a 50% increase over the previous year. And And we all know that's not enough. And we all know there's more work to be done. So we're doing more. We're committing our products, our knowledge, and our passion for education and learning to 114 schools across the country through President Obama's Connect Ed initiative. It's why we've made a sizable commitment to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to identify, develop, and harness diverse talent from some of the country's most storied institutions. Our partnership with Thurgood Marshall College Fund will change lives and perceptions in profound ways. Education has always been in Apple's DNA. It's at the very core of who we are as a company. Our CEO and my boss, Tim Cook, believes that access to education and broad diversity are critical to innovation and essential to Apple's future. The way Tim sees it, businesses have a responsibility within the communities they operate to be good citizens, great citizens. And given the fact that we are a global company, we have the responsibility to be a great global citizen. So my father is no longer with us, and while there's not a day that goes by that I don't think of him, I think he'd be proud to know that his daughter works for a company that is as dedicated to equality and opportunity as he was in his lifetime. I wake up every day proud to work for an organization that considers its future success intrinsically linked with the diversity of its people. A company that believes passionately in leaving the world better than we found it. Thank you. Thank you all for being here tonight and for your support of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. I think it's amazing what Apple is doing to support the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund and the HBCU community in general. Also, you should know that Apple has provided a device on each table here tonight so that you can share in making an easy opportunity for you to contribute, to get involved right now. And now, since this is an awards gala, let's get to the awards. To present the Thurgood Marshall Legacy Award, please welcome the founder of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Dr. N. Joyce Payne.
Good evening. 28 years ago, I had a dream to start this great organization, and Justice Marshall personally gave me permission to use his name. To this day, I am humbled and honored to see my vision going strong and supporting so many students all over the world. I'm excited to present this award as the greatness of Thurgood Marshall's legacy is rooted in his use of the law to bring justice for all. Throughout the years, there have been many individuals who have continued the great legacy of this great man. One such individual we honor tonight, Mr. Thomas Cole. Mr. Cole is a graduate of the University of Chicago's Law School and a partner in Sidley Austin's Chicago office, has focused his career on public company mergers and acquisitions and corporate governance. He is consistently receiving accolades and awards that include being recognized by Chambers Global as one of the 26 U.S. lawyers included in its list of the Global 100 lawyers, lawyers who stand out from their colleagues and are recognized internationally. He also teaches seminars on corporate governance at the University of Chicago Law School and Harvard Law School. Mr. Cole has been active in many civic, charitable, and professional organizations. Currently a member of the Board of Trustees of the University of Chicago, he also serves as chairman of the board for both Northwestern Memorial Healthcare and Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Please direct your attention to the screens for more insight about this incredible individual.
It was pretty much an accident. I was in college in the late 60s. My thought was to go on and get a PhD and teach at the college level. My mentors told me that there would be a glut of PhDs and I should go to law school, and it just worked out pretty well. So much of what I do as a lawyer, and even beyond that, relies on communication skills. Those who've contributed to my communication skills are my heroes. So I would have to call out my 11th grade English teacher, Frida Reed, who taught me how to write. And if you learn how to write, then you learn how to communicate orally, because one often practices what one's going to say orally. The greatest joy in my life comes from my family. I probably spend more time bragging about them than I actually have a chance to be with them. My wife and I are very close best friends. 3 of my daughters and the 4 grandchildren all live in other cities. My youngest daughter, who recently married, just started the legal profession. I think what I'd share with the next generation is that you can't do it alone. You don't need to do it alone, and you will do better if you don't try to do it alone. And that's really an all-purpose comment. It goes beyond simply career. It's about family. It's about just about any other avocation you might have. Giving back is part of the earlier message about you don't do it alone. And so when you give back, you're displaying a recognition that you didn't get where you got alone. And it's just an important part of life. Developing minds and delivering dreams is really all about giving back to the next generation. And when I hear that phrase, I think of a couple things. One, my law firm has a pipeline program which helps students from less advantaged families go from college to law school by funding the whole application process, by providing tutoring and the rest. The other thing that I'm very proud of is the University of Chicago's relatively new No Barriers program, which has really made it possible for many, many first-generation students to go to a great research university, the University of Chicago.
Well, Tom is an extraordinary individual in so many different ways. No partner in this firm, I think, ever doubted that if you called on Tom for anything, that he would make every effort to do whatever it was you needed, and would do it in the best interest of the law firm. And I can't think of anyone who would be more deserving of this kind of an honor.
Well, receiving this award, named as it is for an iconic giant of the legal profession, means the world. It maybe is that dream come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, and particularly you young law students out there in the audience, here is a shining example of gaining and giving, of achieving, of extending, of continuing the legacy of greatness. It is with much appreciation that I present the Thurgood Marshall Legacy Award to Mr. Thomas Cole.
Thank you so much for that generous introduction. When Johnny called me to tell me about this, I immediately accepted. But I must say that he held back, and we lawyers like to think about full disclosure. He held back and did not tell me that I would be following Reed Lorenzo Shannon. Young man, you are really something. Just what everyone wants to hear from a lawyer is the following words: I will be brief. Lawyers are advocates. Transaction lawyers like me advocate their clients' positions in negotiations. Trial lawyers advocate their clients' view of the facts at trial and in front of a jury. Appellate lawyers, like the great Thurgood Marshall did in Brown versus Board, advocate their view of the law to appellate judges and justices, as well as their view of justice, which is what Thurgood Marshall was all about. Now, I played another role as well in our firm, which was in management, and I will tell you that forward-thinking law firm leaders advocate diversity to their colleagues. This is not a particularly difficult thing to do. Partners at law firms like ours, and like some of the firms that you young lawyers out there will go to, all of the firms that you young lawyers will go out to are a very smart lot. But it's also a terribly important subject. So whenever you're advocating something, you have to think about your audience. So the liberal version of diversity is, this is the right thing to do. The Chicago School of Economics version of this is, clients are watching, this is going to be good for us. And then there's the professionalism version, which I think in many ways is the most important, and you heard some of this about how Apple looks at it. Different perspectives, born out of diversity, make us better problem solvers and therefore better lawyers. Over my long tenure in law firm leadership, diversity at our firm and in our profession has been a high priority. Among my proudest moments as a law firm leader were the night in 2005 when I accepted on behalf of our firm the Catalyst Award, Catalyst, a group devoted to gender diversity in the professions and business. Second was having one of the recipients of our pipeline program that you heard about introduce himself to me at my Harvard seminar saying he was a Sidley pre-law scholar. And tonight accepting this award, which I truly do accept on behalf of all of my colleagues at the firm, and notwithstanding all the kind remarks that were directed at me, this is really a firm effort, and I'm most appreciative of it, and I am frankly just thrilled. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Payne, and congratulations to Mr. Cole. And now, to present the Educational Leadership Award, please welcome a true champion of HBCUs and the co-chair of the recently created Congressional HBCU Caucus from the great state of North Carolina, Congresswoman Alma Adams.
Good evening. My charge, as I see it, is to give this community the license to dream again, to believe in each other again, and to reach for the stars of greatness. Those are the words of tonight's Educational Leadership Award recipient, President of the University of the Virgin Islands, Dr. David A. Hall. Under Dr. Hall's leadership, UVI has made important strides toward raising the image and the position of the university. He has implemented new programs and increased resources to ensure that all students who enter the university achieve and realize their dreams of academic success on both campuses. Please direct your attention to the screens to learn more about this great man and his accomplishments.
I certainly didn't expect to be president of a university. My dream was to become a lawyer and to be a famous basketball player. I certainly didn't achieve the latter, but I did achieve the dream of becoming a lawyer, and I really thought at that time that would be the avenue for me to make my contribution. And there were those who really encouraged me to look at academic leadership, and I eventually grew to see that as a part of my calling. It's a wonderful university nestled in the Virgin Islands, a beautiful place. It is the only university in the Virgin Islands, and therefore it really makes a major contribution to the life of the people in the Virgin Islands. People tend to think of the Virgin Islands as a nice tourist place, and they aren't fully aware that it is a excellent university in a beautiful place that's really making a difference, and the only HBCU outside of the mainland. And so we feel very proud about that, but we really do have to do an even better job letting the rest of the mainland and the world know just about how good we are. Leadership is not about the position you occupy, but about the values that you possess and your ability to manifest those values in a way that gets other people engaged and inspired. And when you are able to do that, I think it makes a difference in the life of the institution. Trying to get people to understand that if they want to really fulfill the dreams that they have for themselves, then they have to develop their minds. It's one thing to have a dream, and we all can do that, but it's another thing to have the wherewithal to help others and yourself bring that dream into reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund is proud to present its 2015 Educational Leadership Award to the President of the University of the Virgin Islands, Dr. David A. Hall.
Good evening. To receive an award in the name of Thurgood Marshall, a lawyer and judge whose legal advocacy changed the circumstances of my life and the lives of so many who were imprisoned in the social and legal clutches of segregation and discrimination, is an amazing and humble honor that I will always cherish. When I accepted the position as the 5th president of the University of the Virgin Islands, my desire was to work with dedicated and visionary individuals who could make a difference in the Virgin Islands and in the world. To be recognized by the Thurgood Marshall College Fund for academic leadership is evidence that the journey of the last 6 years has drawn the attention of an organization and individuals who I deeply respect. Yet this recognition is not for me. It is for the people who have accepted, challenged, nurtured, and supported my leadership throughout my life, and especially at UVI. It is for an outstanding board of trustees at UVI who defy the myth about HBCU board leadership and has set a high standard of cooperation and visionary support. This prestigious award is not for me, but for the faculty, staff, students, cabinet members, and president office staff of a unique and wonderful university that is located in paradise, but whose mission is to transform stifled dreams into unlimited possibilities. Our strategic plan requires us to work hard to make sure that every student who graduates from UVI is academically excellent, globally sensitive, entrepreneurially focused, emotionally and spiritually balanced, and willing to serve the world. This honor is compelling evidence that we are on the right path. And finally, my leadership and thus this award are the results of loving parents, my amazing and loving wife and life partner, Dr. Marilyn Braithwaite Hall. Wonderful and supportive children, my daughter Sakile, and a gracious God. Without those blessings, I have no honor. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund has been so supportive of our students and has been such a strong advocate for HBCUs. And I am humbled to carry your name through this award, and I pledge this day to work more closely with you to fulfill what I believe is the true and sacred calling of HBCUs, and that is to be dream catchers. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Dr. Hall. I think we all have to pretty soon make a visit out to the Virgin Islands to see him. And thank you so much, Congresswoman Adams, for all that you and your caucus are doing to support HBCUs on Capitol Hill. That's very important work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for dinner, so please remain seated so that you can be served in a timely fashion, and we're going to resume our program in approximately 45 minutes. Enjoy.
Why you leaving so soon? Is there somewhere else that's better for you? What is love if it's not here with me? What is love if it's not guaranteed? What is love if it just stops and leaves? What is love if it's not? What is love if you're not really sure? What is love? What is love? Told myself I wouldn't cry when you're gone, but I know it's easier said than done. Look at me choked up, trying to tell you, but it won't come out. You're not. What's the meaning of love if it just stops and leaves? What is love? What's love? What is love if it just stops and goes? I can't live without you. I can't live with you. What goes around will come right back around. You won't know till it hits you. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. And if what is love? What is love if you're not? What is love if it just stops and leaves? If it ups and goes, if it ups and goes, and goes.
Wow, that was amazing. Takes me back to the first episode of Empire, doesn't it? Pretty cool. So let's give V. Bozeman another round of applause. Well, in between, I had the opportunity to go out and say hello to some of you. It's great fun. Thank you all for being here. Got the opportunity to say hello to some lawyers, corporate leaders, even some high-ranking law enforcement people. I won't mention any names, but we all agreed this is a special event, and thank you for being here. You know, the work of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund is truly, truly important. It changes lives, and we want to thank you for being here and supporting the students and the HBCU member schools. That's where the rubber meets the road. Just by being here tonight, you're saying that you cherish education as much as we do. We're all in this together. We're all partnered in promoting, protecting, financing our American future. On behalf of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, I want again to say thank you from the heart. Thank you. I'd also like to thank an amazing group of people without whom all of this great work could not be achieved. They're the members of the TMCF Board of Directors. Now let me ask you to quiet down for just a second, because I'd like the board members to stand so we can acknowledge them. Thank you, board members. Those folks are the real deal. They do the hard work, and it's greatly, greatly appreciated. Honorary hosts for events such as this are more than filigreed names embossed on formal invitations that are sent out to all of you. They lend prestige, influence, gravitas to events deemed particularly worthy of endorsement. They lend their good name to organizations like TMCF, helping to raise awareness and, of course, to raise funds. Tonight, we have something more special than just honorary host. We have an entire honorary congressional host committee. These dedicated public servants and representatives of Americans all across this land continue to champion the great cause of education for all. For they know that a great nation is an educated nation. So let me ask all of the members of the Gala Honorary Congressional Host Committee to please stand and accept our thanks. Thank you very much. Now, we can't recognize everyone, but I'd like to give a big thank you to all the other elected officials and special guests with us tonight. Again, your presence is more than just a show of solidarity. You are living examples to the students here of what can be achieved through hard work, determination, and education. The work of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund only continues and thrives thanks to people like you. And now, to present our next award, please welcome to the stage from the great state of Arkansas, Congressman Bruce Westerman.
Thank you, Juan. The CEO of the Year Award honors a corporate chief executive officer who has made a groundbreaking contribution to his or her organization. But more importantly, this person represents the late Justice Thurgood Marshall's commitment to equal opportunity for all men and women. Tonight, the chairman and CEO of John Deere truly deserves this honor. He is Mr. Samuel Allen. The work Mr. Allen is doing to support 21st century learning and workforce development has been exemplary. Throughout his 40 years of service at John Deere, Mr. Allen has proven his commitment to STEM and diversity through the John Deere Inspire initiative. His dedication to employee well-being and leadership development through John Deere University makes Samuel Allen the type of role model our students should be looking to as they think about careers and navigating the workplace. Please take a closer look at this remarkable man.
When I became CEO 6.5 years ago, we went about articulating our higher purpose, which is to be committed to those linked to the land, and through that commitment to them, helping feed and shelter the world. Over our 178-year history, I believe the form of that has always been John Deere's higher purpose. That has helped all of us, I think, connect the products that we build to the more what we really are doing, who we are serving, and the importance that has in this society. But just running a successful business is not enough. You have to do more than that. You have to become an integral part of that community, and a part of that is giving back, and giving back both to the community and giving back to society in a broader basis. My definition of a perfect day at work would be a day where you get to be around customers and or employees, and you really get a chance to talk about the business, and hopefully it would be a day where you had a chance to do something meaningful with them and maybe inspire or engage them in a different type of way where when they left that day they would say, man, I'm glad I did that with him. I hope that people will first see that we did realize our John Deere strategy and grew the company, doubling it in size, that people will say yes as a person we can develop at John Deere fully, professionally, and personally. And the third piece is that we will also be judged as having stepped up our giving back, that we will become much more into volunteerism, that we will elevate the contributions we make in various communities we are in. And if I can accomplish the three objectives above and still also say Sam Allen, stay true to being Sam Allen, then I think I will feel very good about looking back and reflecting on my career. When I hear developing minds, delivering dreams, for sure I think of it in the sense of education, developing the mind, broadening experiences that allow you to develop the mind are clearly one of the best ways to assure that you're able to deliver on those dreams that we all have.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the Thurgood Marshall College Fund CEO of the Year Award to Mr. Samuel Allen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and for whoever's running the teleprompter, don't worry about it because, for this type of event, prepared remarks are not what's required. It's what comes out of the heart. So, first off, Congressman Westerman, thank you for doing the introduction. And President Taylor, thanks for taking a risk. I'm probably not your traditional winner. I hope to do my best to live up to it, not only this year, but in the years to come. And I want to tell first, congratulations to all the other winners. And ladies and gentlemen, all the guests, thank you for being here. And this is a very, very special night. I don't know about the other recipients. I went into this knowing it was a special award, but I will leave here tonight knowing that I had completely underestimated just how special it was. I have the great privilege to run a company that's now 178 years old. It's an iconic brand, and I've had the great privilege to work for this company for 40 years. When President Taylor told me I had 3 to 5 minutes, no more, he said, you ought to talk to the 400-plus students that will be in attendance, and that's what I hope to do. First, I want to tell you something from the first day I came with the company till this day that I still try to practice. There are things my dad taught me. Number one, always give 110%. And number two, always treat people the way you want to be treated. Those are things that I hope you too will practice in whatever endeavor that you choose to take on. The other things that I would like to tell you really come from the last few years. One is carpe diem, seize that moment, make every moment special. Take advantage of it, embrace it, learn from it. And the second one I would ask this group of young people to think about, throughout the course of my career, the most confident people were also people of humility. They weren't braggarts, they weren't egotistical, but they were so confident in their abilities and what they were doing that they were humble people that embraced everyone else and were inclusive in that respect. And I think if the confident people of the world would share more humility, that this would be a much better place than what it is right now. So, and with that in mind, I humbly say, thank you very much for bestowing this honor, not only on me, but also on the almost 60,000 employees of John Deere. We are extremely, extremely proud to have this award. We will do our best to earn it every day. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Mr. Allen, congratulations. I like the fact that he spoke from the heart and spoke to the students. That was special. Mr. Allen, thanks again. And now, I'd like to introduce you to a woman of great distinction, also a woman of surprising height. She just told me she's 6'1", but I don't know, I found myself looking up. She's an American WNBA player for the New York Liberty. In her second WNBA season, she led the Detroit Shock to their first title ever. She would later go on to win 2 Olympic gold medals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to bring to this stage WNBA superstar, youth activist, and social philanthropist, Swin Cash.
Thank you. He was looking up, but my husband's 6'7", so he looks down, so I had to choose, you know, I'm gonna go with my husband. Thank you, Juan. And hello to all the wonderful people that took the time to join us this evening. It is truly inspiring to see so many gathered for such an important cause, education. Earlier, you were able to see for yourself 400 HBCU students right here in this room who have directly benefited from the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Give it up. Absolutely. Each and every one of them has a story, some wrought with personal struggle and overcoming almost impossible odds. Believe me, I know. I've had to face some of those throughout my career. But tonight's not about me. It's not even about you. Right now, at this moment, I would like you to meet 2 of our students here tonight as they share their own personal stories of triumph over tribulation. Please welcome Mary Bacon, a junior social work major at Baltimore's Coppin State University. And give it up, Coppin State in the house. And Michael Wallace, a senior mechanical engineering major from Alabama A&M University.
Good evening. My name is Mary Bacon. Tonight, I stand before you as an unaccompanied homeless youth, a designated term for youth experiencing homelessness while not in the physical custody of their parent or guardian. As a homeless student, I have lived in a variety of unsafe, temporary situations, including my car, the homes of other people, emergency shelters, transitional homes, and campus buildings. As a student at Coppin State University, it is impossible for me to afford room and board and have enough money to cover the rest of my fees. I have spent the past 6 months without shelter in Baltimore with only one aspiration: to finish my college education. Living as a student experiencing homelessness in Baltimore, Maryland has not been easy. Every day I tell myself, I am okay. But tonight, I want you to know it is not okay anymore. In this moment, you are helping me to address the fear of failure, not meeting societal expectations, and articulating my circumstance. My okay has been a simple statement of hope, a declaration of commitment to myself when I could not cry out and had nowhere to go. It has been lonely out there. I spent many nights in my car, terrified of the unknown, balancing falling asleep and staying awake and alert to survive. I dealt with a tremendous amount of pain, trauma, and fear. As an aspiring social worker and community organizer, it has been hard maintaining a 3.4 GPA, juggling juggling classes, service, and work while living without certainty of food or shelter. It is overwhelming. My education and obtaining an undergraduate degree has been a guiding light in the darkness. Education has been my strength, so I may take the necessary steps to move forward. As I look out at your beautiful faces, I am encouraged. I am not only hopeful, but very humbled to be a TMCF scholar. You all represent excellence, and it feels good to be empowered and be welcomed in this room. TMCF, your visit with me and personalized consideration cannot be expressed in words. I want to say, on behalf of Coppin State University and the thousands of students across campuses nationwide, thank you for bringing awareness to college student homelessness across our nation. I want to tear down the stigmas that are attached to homelessness and identify for others there is no specific box that we fit into. We are in classrooms, on sports teams, and in campus organizations. It is important to me that you are aware we exist. We have dreams, aspirations, and goals. We want to be successful and live productive lives. We are talented, intelligent, tactful, courageous, and beautiful. It is my responsibility. It is my responsibility to bring awareness to college student homelessness that is so often overlooked and invisible. Thurgood Marshall College Fund, thank you for finally making me and other students like me visible.
Good evening. I'm Michael Wallace, one of my mom's 7 children from Tuskegee, Alabama, the poorest city in the state. In this small city, I was one of those considered poor. I was also raised by a single parent who to this day struggles with addiction. In my early years, I battled with becoming a product of my environment or the man God ordained me to be. I had to fight doubt, depression, and my own addiction. At a certain point in my life, I had enough determination to gather myself and evaluate my options. I could either sit back and waste time complaining or stop making excuses and become the difference I wanted to see around me. My immediate family, close friends, and those in my community seemed to not value their future, but I had to invest in mine, and education was my way out. There was times that we had to go without utilities, went without hot water, food. There was even times I was homeless. But I couldn't allow these things to stop me. I was driven to defy my circumstances. As a leap of faith, I applied to Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University. To pursue my Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering. I immediately began to excel academically. One 4.0 semester GPA became 3 consecutive 4.0 GPAs. And deep down, I felt like there was no stopping me. However, at the end of my sophomore year, my mother experienced a massive heart attack and was diagnosed with a chronic lung disease. During this same time, she and my younger sister were being evicted. To deal with the stress, my mother hid behind her worsening addiction. This reality temporarily caused me to deviate off course. I began to work an incredible number of hours in hope of rescuing my family. My grades began to fall. But I soon realized that I could only help my mom by first helping myself. I got back on track that next school term with 2 consecutive 4.0 GPAs. Now armed with a renewed focus and motivation, I began to realize that I needed another level of professional experience to further refine my leadership potential. That's when I discovered Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Through TMCF, I was able to intern with the Department of Defense Air Force Research Lab. This opportunity taught me that I can compete with any student from any university across the nation. And that I can become an engineer, and not just any engineer, the best engineer that I can be. I know without a doubt that I can accomplish this goal. And the fact that I am standing here tonight, sharing my story, tells me that anything is possible. That's what TMCF does for students like me. My faith in God, life experiences, and the awesome education I've received at Alabama A&M give me wings. But Thurgood Marshall College Fund is the wind beneath them. To my fellow scholars in the room, remember, your adversity doesn't dictate your future. Your past doesn't define your character. For we can do any and all things through Christ who give us strength. Before I leave this earth, I intend to show my family, friends, and community that if God will help me despite my circumstances, He will certainly do the same for them. Again, thank you, Thurgood Marshall College Fund, for holding true to your goal of delivering dreams.
Now you know why you came here tonight, right? Thank you so much to Mary and Michael for sharing that very inspirational and personal stories. They demonstrate how perseverance, hard work, and having someone in the game with you can transform lives. And obviously, as he said, the wind beneath his wings, Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thank you both very much for telling us those stories. And thank you, Swin. Hey, did I tell you she was tall? Thank you, Swin, for introducing us to these courageous and inspirational young people. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Apple's Program Director, Thurgood Marshall Fund Initiative, Ms. Tiffany King.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. My colleagues and I at Apple are delighted to be here this evening to launch an incredibly exciting chapter in the company's history of inclusion and diversity. In March of this year, we announced our intention to invest in and partner with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund on an ambitious project meant to identify and nurture talent from the nation's historically Black colleges and universities. At Apple, we're big believers that innovation will be strongest when talented people from diverse backgrounds are part of the creative process. That's exactly why we're so proud to be partnering with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to help us find the next generation of innovators. Eight months later, we're proud to introduce you to the inaugural class of the Apple HBCU Scholars Program, 32 strong, and representative of some of the best skills and talents our nation has to offer. These undergraduate students will be awarded scholarships, receive year-long mentorships by Apple employees, and a paid internship at Apple headquarters next summer. We could not be prouder of these brilliant young women and men, all of them already leaders in their community. Tonight, you're about to meet the future leaders of the tech industry. I'd like to ask them to stand and be recognized for this amazing accomplishment. The Apple HBCU Scholars Program is just the first of several programs that will form part of our collaboration with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Our multi-year commitment to TMCF will include collaboration on projects ranging from faculty innovation grants to an informative network that will accelerate HBCU students' access into the tech field. At Apple, we believe that great ideas push the world forward. We rely on our employees' diverse backgrounds and perspectives to spark innovation. So we're hiring more inclusively, choosing partners who make diversity a priority, and creating opportunities for the next generation. That's why I'm so proud to be a part of Apple, so proud to be leading our wonderful engagement with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Tiffany, thanks so much. I'm sure that all the Apple HBCU scholars and all the Thurgood Marshall College Fund recipients in the room, they're people that are going to make a big difference, and in the tech industry, they're going to be welcome. Again, congratulations to the scholars. And now I want to introduce you to someone well known around Washington, but maybe you don't know why he really should be recognized. He's the chairman of the TMCF Board of Directors, but he's also the CEO of Gallup, Mr. Jim Clifton.
I'm here to do a little bit of a money pitch. This place is booming. We just had our board meeting, and Thurgood Marshall College Fund had another record year. You know, we moved here from New York 3 years ago. In our very first year, we raised over $3 million, maybe 3.6. Made us the biggest non-political dinner right away in this town. You know, other ones that you go to might raise $300,000, $400,000. We do 10 times that much. This is the biggest non-political dinner in town. Last year we set our record and went above $4 million, and with a little bit of help from you, we're going to go over $5 million this year. You know, you might say with so many nonprofits struggling, why is this place booming? I just want to give you just one little Gallup kind of hunch. Over the last 80 years, the great American dream has changed. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's going to sound subtle when I say it, but it changes everything. If you're my age, the old American dream was to have peace, have freedom, have a family. But recently that's changed for the new millennials. It's changed from peace, freedom, family, to having a good job. And so now your life is your job. And so when you come to work, you need a college education, you need mentors, you need somebody that tells you about your strengths. Because when you walk onto that workplace, if you do something that's meaningful, now it means that your life is meaningful. And that's exactly what we're doing here at Thurgood Marshall. Our mission could not have a more perfect storm than we do right now. I just want you to consider something. At your tables, there's an envelope, and I want you to think, could I have the lights up? Thank you, technicians, for all you do. Is that okay? So you can look around a little bit. Okay, you can look around at each other. And I believe on the board, you can see, do we have the address? Is that on it? There it is. You can type your gift right in there. There's an envelope that you can put a check or a pledge in. And I wanted to give you just a little bit of guidance. You've seen some of these kids here. You know, if we don't put something in these envelopes, if we don't make a commitment, if you and I don't make a significant contribution, these kids aren't here. They disappear. And they never come to the American dream and to be in these leadership roles that they certainly will. I just want to give you, I was sitting here because I have a lot of nerdy days, and I did the math real quick on it. I figure 1,000 of us get paychecks. I did our average household income, and I figured, just try this. You say, well, I wonder how much I had to put in that sack. Put 1% of your income. Your minister will tell you that Jesus said, show me your love with your gifts. I asked my minister, I said, what the hell does that mean? And he said, he said it means to give 10% of your pay. That's what he really meant. But he said, Jesus laid it between the lines, I guess. But if you give 1%, you got to wonder, are we changing the world a little bit tonight? You see these kids here? We're certainly changing their lives. But one of our goals ought to be to change America. America's a great country. We're not doing as well as we should be doing. But just ask yourself this as you look at that sack. If you and I don't fix this, who's going to? So there are your envelopes. And if you said, and thank you, Apple, with that great gift that you've given, you're part of the very fabric of this organization. And Denise, it means the world to me and the board and Johnny and everybody else. But we'd like to have all of you part of the fabric. Just 1%. Become a member. Thank you very much.
Jim asked me to remind you that they'll take your wallets at the door. Oh, no, I mean, they'll collect the envelopes at the door. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. Anyway, thank you, Jim. That was quite direct. And again, you know, the thing about someone like Jim is, you know, I know him as the head of Gallup, but then he shows, you know, such heart in terms of his work with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I hope you guys in the audience truly understand what Jim had to say and why we're here tonight. The prizes are great, but the real prize is paying it forward. And now to present our next award, please welcome back to the stage V. Bozeman and another amazing actor, again from Empire, Mr. Malik Yoba.
Thank you, Juan.
Yep, it's the part where I'm supposed to say good evening. Y'all having a good time? Yeah? Go ahead. Oh, right. And good evening, everyone. I went to school. An entrepreneur in every sense of the word, our next honoree is truly deserving of tonight's Breaking Barriers Award.
He is the CEO and founder of FUBU, the much celebrated global lifestyle brand, and a pioneering company in the fashion industry with over $6 billion in product sales.
He's none other than Damon John. Go ahead, you can clap. There's some people standing up already. You are employees. Good on you. Damon John has come a long way from taking out a $100,000 mortgage on his mama's house. I said mama. That's what it is.
Did.
Yeah, right. And founding his operation in her basement. The Yes I Can entrepreneur has broken many barriers as an African-American businessman, receiving over 35 awards, including Brand Week Marketer of the Year, Advertising Age Marketing 1000, Award for Outstanding, don't look at me like that, please, unless you're gonna sing for me, please?
No, Malik.
No? Okay.
No, Malik.
And Ernst & Young's new Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
His marketing strategies and ability to build successful brands have made him a highly influential consultant, author, and motivational speaker today. In 2009, he joined the cast of ABC's hit entrepreneurial business show, Shark Tank.
Yep. Please take a look at the screen as we look into the life of a truly inspirational individual.
I decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur at a very young age. My first business would be selling pencils in the first grade and rake leaves in the fall for people. So it wasn't called an entrepreneur, it was just another way to make some money. And then as I grew up, I still wanted to always employ myself. Things I've learned most about running a business, being a CEO and an entrepreneur are surround yourself with amazing people. You're gonna fail a lot, try a lot. If you're not making a lot of mistakes, you're not making a lot of moves, as they say. But no matter what, have fun during the journey. Even if you fail, take in everything you learn from it and just try again. You know, I listen to pitches all the time, and I think that the one thing that stands out when you feel somebody's gonna be a successful entrepreneur is the person, their energy, their focus, their drive, how they explain something. And when you meet people like that, as pack animals, we want to be part of a family. You want to be part of that person's family. I always say that you're never going to create anything new in this world again. But if you talk to a person that is an amazing person, you want to take that ride, that journey with them. That's the key to being a successful entrepreneur or person in general. I had to write the first book and tell a little bit of my life and my story, so that if you wanted to believe in what I believed in, you had to know where I came from. And my second book was to empower people, to make them understand that they're a personal brand. And my third book is to empower people and make them understand that money is not what will get you where you want to go. Success is about doing what you want to do, changing lives, and every single day you're happy with where you are. I mean, the guy who, to me, is, you know, living in Jamaica, who's just surfing every single day and fishing every single day and relaxing on the beach, he's more successful than many, many, many people that I know. So, developing minds and delivering dreams is by far actually the purpose of life. So it's a true honor to receive the Breaking Barriers Award from the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. It's so rewarding to work with an organization of great people that not only inspire people, but they actually take action to change their lives. It's an amazing honor. I feel like I'm being honored by my peers, and I humbly accept the award.
For his marketing prowess and entrepreneurial insights and dreaming, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund is very proud to present you with this year's Breaking Barriers Award.
Felicitaciones, señor. That means congratulations, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. You won't need the teleprompter. I'm dyslexic, so we'll be here all night if I read off that thing. Breaking barriers.
I don't think that I have broken any barriers comparison to the giants that I stand on their shoulders. It's truly amazing. If I were to address the students tonight and share whatever I could share with you, it would be to set your goals. You see, if you don't set your goals, you don't understand what you want to be and who you want to be, you don't even have to know how you're going to get there. You'll let other people set goals for you. You see, I grew up in a neighborhood where I was told often by teachers and many other people that I would be dead or in jail by the age of 21, that I couldn't change the world or I couldn't have enough success to employ people. They were trying to set goals for me. But I had a loving mother who kissed me every single day, who told me that no matter what, I was going to be successful. And I didn't know I was dyslexic at the time. I just didn't know why I couldn't really excel in reading, but don't give me a math test or science test. I kick everybody's butt. And still, with that amazing mother, I started to set goals that I wanted to become an independent person, an entrepreneur. At that time, we didn't know what entrepreneurs were in my community. The only entrepreneurs you ever saw were Fred G. Sanford and maybe George Jefferson on TV. Other than that, an entrepreneur was somebody that sets your house on fire, then comes out and sells you a water hose to put it out. I didn't know what an entrepreneur was, and then I started to grow older and talking about breaking boundaries. My father and mother got divorced, and my father left. I would never see him again, but my mother got married to somebody else, and he happened to be of the Jewish faith. And his brother was one of the lead attorneys in the abolishment of apartheid. And I realized at that point, my stepfather said to me one day, "Son, I need you to be pro-black, but never be anti-anything else." And thank you. Thank you. I started to set new goals. I started to set goals that I had to create change, and I had to also become successful so that I can never have to depend on anybody else. But then I got to that point when I was 18 years old or 17, you know, when we think we're the smartest person in the world. I decided to take that 1 year off of college, and I made fun of all you students out there that were busting your butt to get an education because I thought I was too cool for school, literally. Fast forward to 23, I'm a waiter in Red Lobster serving shrimp, and all you students are coming back with jobs, and I'm working for you. I realized I wasn't that smart at that point. I then started to set a different goal that I was going to create this company, and I was going to surround myself with like-minded people, and I was going to educate myself, and I was going to seek after mentors and not intern any place to gain access to information. And by 30, FUBU was flourishing. Now, thank you. Now, where are we today? Students, we need you more than ever before. The digital divide, the gap is so broad. You have companies like Apple who will work with you, but a lot of us won't. You know, our 45 to 60-year-old individuals who are running businesses, we don't look at social media and technology as anything. That's just something that, you know, gets us an Uber or gets us our Amazon stuff. And we don't understand the power of it. But all you students that are 25 and under, you understand the power of where this world is going. I met a kid the other day. It's funny. I'm going to tell you one quick story. I met a kid the other day in a hotel lobby. I come downstairs, and he says to me, "Mr. John, I need you to help me." I said, "Help you do what?" "I want you to help me become a rap star." I said, "Well, I make T-shirts for a living. I don't think I could really help you do that." And he goes, "Okay, no problem." We go out to the parking lot, and my car gets pulled around. His car gets pulled around. His car is more expensive than mine. I say to him, "You don't look like you're doing half bad as a rap star." "No, I'm a fine painter, and every Monday, I have 100,000 people that follow me on Instagram. Every Monday, I put a white shirt up on Instagram, I time-lapse me painting it, and then I tell everybody who follows me that you will only be able to buy this shirt for the next 24 hours for $50. That's it. Whether you buy 1 or you buy 50, you'll never, ever see this shirt again. Everybody who likes it prepays for it. On Tuesday, I take their money and the shirt down to the screen printer. I duplicate the screen, and I mail them all out by Friday. Right? That's how our students think these days. I said to him, well, how much money did you do this year? $1.6 million. Right? Now, let me translate that to the older individuals, or the more mature individual in this room. You know what he's doing? He's doing Publishers Clearinghouse. He's doing Columbia Records. He's converting 0.5% of his followers every single week. I offered him a job. He said, no way, I don't need no job from you, man. We need entrepreneurs like these students that think like that are changing the world. And that's why we're here, and that's why we need to make sure that we embrace them, because they are our future. Now, I definitely I have to read something, because this isn't actually a scholarship, and I want to make sure that I read it correctly, because when Johnny Taylor told me that, he was going to honor me, and I said, can I give it a scholarship? He said, I would have it no other way. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in appreciation of the great work the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund does on behalf of our students, I have decided to give a scholarship to an exceptional student here tonight who majors in business or marketing and has a great entrepreneurial spirit. Now, this student doesn't know that they are being named. So when I say your name, please come up on stage and receive your scholarship and your appreciation and our appreciation for your hard work. The name of the recipient of the Damon Johns Scholarship for Excellence is a senior at North Carolina A&T State University. Alana Covington, please come up to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank them. Tonight's your night. Thank them.
Thank you all so much. This is my first year at the Thurgood Marshall Leadership Institute, and y'all. And it has been nothing but a blessing, and it's been enriching, and it's just amazing. And I just want to thank everybody that has played a part in this to put this together for students like myself that really, really need it. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for pronouncing my name right on the first try.
Congratulations, Mr. John, for a well-deserved honor and your generous gift as well. And congratulations to Alana. Boy, that was special. Hard work really pays off, doesn't it? And now to present tonight's final award, the National Hero Award, please welcome back Board Chairman Jim Clifton.
For the past 2 years, our next honoree has been head of an agency that is responsible for maintaining our country's safety and national security. This hero, the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, is John Brennan. Before being sworn in as director, John Brennan spent the early part of his 35-year CIA career in the agency's main analytic arm, the Directorate of Intelligence, specializing in Near East and South Asia, before directing counterterrorism analysis in the early 1990s. He spent 4 years at the White House as assistant to the President for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism. Under his leadership, not only has national security been a top priority, but diversity and inclusion are mission imperatives. For a closer look at a true hero, please direct your attention to the screens.
I was commuting back and forth from New Jersey to Fordham University, and one morning I saw in the New York Times an ad that the CIA was looking for some men and women to join its ranks. When I saw that ad, I never in my wildest dreams believed that, first of all, I would be hired by CIA. I was very pleased that I was, but I never thought that I would come back here as director one day, and it really is just a wonderful, wonderful honor and opportunity for me to give back to this agency and this country. You know, when I think about who is my hero, I think of many people, but there are two people that stand out in my mind. The first is my father, who is 95 years old. He's an immigrant here to the United States. He came from Ireland when he was 28 years old. He has the character and the dignity that I have always aspired to realize myself. Another hero in my life is an individual by the name of Thurgood. He was a young boy who really admired CIA and wanted to be a CIA officer. Fortunately, he had terminal cancer. But we were able to bring him in here to CIA and swear him in. I swore him in as the youngest ever CIA officer, and he proudly wore his badge. Sadly, he passed away last year, but he epitomized for me what it means to want to be part of the CIA and to contribute to this country, but also showed me what it means to have great courage and bravery in the face of great adversity. I worked at the White House for 4 years before I came back here to CIA, and working with President Obama, it was a strong determination in the White House to be able to ensure that this government is truly not just representative of the diversity of our people, but also takes full advantage of that diversity. I can think of no other organization that needs to be able to tap into the diversity of this country more than CIA, since we have global responsibilities and we're supposed to understand all of this world's complexity and all of its different colors, sizes, and shapes. So we have a strong commitment here to realizing those goals. When I hear the theme, developing minds and delivering dreams, it brings me back to when I was very young. In my bedroom, I had a poster on my wall, and on it was a quote from Cardinal Sunens of Belgium, and it's, "Happy are those who dream dreams and are ready to pay the price to make them come true." But I think of Thurgood Marshall, who is an icon in jurisprudence, somebody who really was willing to dream his dreams and pursue them. So having this type of recognition and having Thurgood Marshall's name associated with it is something that I certainly will always treasure, and it's very, very special to me, and I couldn't be more appreciative for this recognition.
John, I can't imagine what all you have on your plate right now, but it means a lot to me and to our board that you kept this a priority tonight to be here, and thank you from all of us for doing your job so well. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of a grateful nation, Thurgood Marshall College Fund is proud to present its National Hero Award to a truly great national hero, CIA Director John Brennan.
Well, thank you very much. It is truly an honor to be here tonight. I will say I did have some prepared remarks, but I think I'll take Sam Allen's admonition and speak from the heart, and to say three things to you. First of all, I couldn't be prouder to represent the women and men of CIA who are working tirelessly every day, 24/7 around the globe, frequently in dangerous and difficult circumstances, in order to be able to keep this country safe and strong so that we can enjoy the freedoms and liberties that we are here tonight. You would be very, very proud of those women and men who come from all 50 states and territories and who are doing their level best to make sure that this country stays as great and as secure as it can be in the future. Secondly, as I mentioned in the video, I can think of no other organization that stands to gain from diversity and inclusion than CIA. We are supposed to and have the responsibility to understand the world in all its complexities and in all of its diversity so that we can make sure that we're able to inform our president and policymakers and others about what's going on in the world, including the dangers that unfortunately were so vividly brought home to all of us as we watched with horror what happened in Paris last Friday. I know all of our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and their families. And so therefore the agency needs to make sure that it's doing its level best to address those challenges that we face in the future. And that's why last year I asked Vernon Jordan to undertake a study that takes a very honest look at CIA performance as far as our diversity inclusion record. And it was a hard-hitting report that holds us to account for what we need to do better, not just because it's the right thing to do, because this is the United States of America, and those are the values that we hold dear, but also because we need to make sure that we're able to tap into that richness of diversity that this country is known for around the world. And so therefore, we have a program inside of CIA to make sure that we are able to attract the talent that we need to from this country and be able to develop it when people come to CIA. And as long as I'm CIA director, I'm going to make sure that the agency represents the diversity and the inclusion that this country is founded on. And third, I am so pleased that I am able to have this honor of accepting the Thurgood Marshall Award for Hero Award and be associated with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Seeing Johnny Taylor over the last couple of years and his dynamism and his motivation and his commitment to making sure that this man's great name is going to be one that is associated with something as important as this really, I think, is something that has attracted me to this college fund. And when I hear the testimonials of the students here today, you are doing something right. You need to continue what is being done. And I want to say that CIA stands ready to partner with you. And I am, again, so proud and so glad to be associated with this evening's event and to receive this award. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Director Brennan. You know, I was telling him I like this hotel so much. This is such a great hotel, a lot of history here. And I was saying, whenever I stay here, I have a hard time checking out. You know, the towels are so fluffy, it's hard to close my suitcase. Maybe I shouldn't have told him, huh? Well, congratulations to Director Brennan and to all the honorees tonight. You know, you guys have allowed us to enter your lives, to share your dreams of success, what it takes to be successful, and to have an understanding for all of us who are here tonight to support them of how we can be a part of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. So you are all role models to the young people in this room tonight. It's much more than money. It's about the life force that you bring to this cause. So please help me and thank not only all the honorees, but all of you for being here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm about done here. I think, you know, it's hard for me to step in at the last minute. I don't think anybody can step into the kind of shoes that were intended here tonight. But I just want to say what an honor it's been for me to be here, to share with you, to be part of this experience. This has truly been amazing for me because I think that what you're doing is truly giving grace to other people's lives and making America America. You guys are the best. So to be in the presence of so much positive energy and the people, the young people here, so much promise, so much potential, it's inspiring. It really is. This is not an ordinary dinner in Washington. So thank you, TMCF, for allowing me to be a part of this event tonight. God bless all of you, and good night.
Thank you, Juan. We're almost done, but guys, we owe him a I called him at about 4 o'clock this afternoon and said that Robin Roberts couldn't make it, and he showed up. I mean, literally came off of the set at 7 o'clock and came right over here and represented us. So I really want you all to just join me. I know you just did it, but let's give a round of applause for Mr. Juan Williams. So we're almost done. My goodness, it's been a great evening. And the gifts just keep coming. I just want to give you just a backdrop. Last year, 2 years ago, we came to, I guess it was 3 years ago, Washington, D.C., we raised about $3.6 million, as Jim Clifton mentioned. And what he didn't say is $1 million of it came from Jim Clifton and his lovely wife, Susan. Please stand, Susan. Come on. Yes, $1 million cash, y'all. No life insurance policies that have to wait till you die, right? That got us to 3.6. Last year, we raised $4.1 million. And this is for our children. If you walk away thinking about anything tonight, think about the work that we're doing for America's children. This year, thanks to my friends at Apple and particularly Denise Young-Smith, who would not be outdone, she said, well, what's your number? And I said, well, how much can y'all pay? It'll be whatever you got in your bank account, Apple. $100 billion. But we sat, and she didn't flinch. She said, $5 million. And I said, well, all right then. Well, let's see how we do this. I'm pleased to tell you that right now we're right at about $4 million. Getting real close. Jim said 1%, based upon what y'all look like in this room, we can get another $1 million, right? But I was backstage, you want to talk about how God works during dinner, and a representative from one of our founding partners said they had a surprise announcement to make. At this moment, I have the privilege and the honor of being able to bring to the stage Steve Canal to make a special presentation on behalf of one of our founding partners, Miller Coors.
Good evening, beautiful people. How's everybody doing? Good. Well, at Miller Coors, we pride ourselves on our quality beers, but we also pride ourselves on our quality citizenship and our quality partnership. And after taking a glance out tonight and seeing all the beautiful people here tonight and reflecting on this past weekend, it made me realize that TMCF is the definition of quality and class. And then I took another step back and I really thought about it. Yes, the students are fortunate and they're blessed for this past weekend and tonight. But I really thought about it. We're the fortunate ones tonight. Miller Coors, John Deere, Apple, Walmart. We have the access to these amazing students who are fighting today to be the superstars of tomorrow. And how beautiful is that? So I want to thank you, Johnny. I want to thank your team. His team are some really, really amazing people. Amazing. And to show, how much we care as Miller Coors, we're a family. It's not cookie cutter here. I'm not here by myself. I don't have an empty table. I have a family here. And to the side over here, if you guys could stand up. And that's just half. The other half had to go back home to sell more beer. But what you don't know is 2 of them that are sitting over there were 2 students last year. And now they're employed by Miller Coors. And they're amazing. They're amazing. But tonight, I want to make sure we further this dream and continue to be the leaders in the community and do. So tonight, we're making a donation and continued partnership for $1.2 million. And the check is signed.
He said he'd leave this right here. I say, you damn right you would. The check goes nowhere. I'll be at Wells Fargo tomorrow cashing that check. Thanks again, Steve, at Miller Coors. Miller Coors was there at the beginning as one of our 2 founding partners, and you obviously continue to be there for us now. You have no idea how much this is needed. And I also want to use this opportunity to acknowledge our other founding partner, the National Basketball Association, the NBA, if you're in the room. Thank you. Before we close, I want to tell you, I was just in the back and I don't have the check with me, but we're really trying to blow that 5 point out, Miss. I have to make Denise happy. I am so absolutely honored to work for her. I don't work on Apple's payroll, but she had a vision from the day I met her that we could let the world know all of the hidden gems that existed on our public HBCU campuses, and she was willing to invest in it, not donate, but invest in the country's historically black colleges and universities, and to convince her colleagues that we were a good investment and would be a good steward of their resources. So Apple, Denise, thank you again. But let me tell you what you drove up. There's some competition going on. So I'm sitting in the back, and this is before Miller Coors tips me off to their $1.2 million, but I want to give due to due. I was in the back, and the president and some folks from the National Hockey League Commissioner Gary Bettman sits on our board. I'm sitting in the back, and folks come up to me, and they call me back, and they say, we have something for you, and it was an envelope. The National Hockey League gave us at the beginning of the night, unbeknownst to anyone here, to get us over this hump, I tell you we were close, an additional $75,000 cash today, this evening, a check. Thank you to my colleagues at the National Hockey League. I told them, I said, hockey is for everyone. That's their campaign, and I need y'all to buy some hockey tickets, okay? Listen, I need that check to be $100,000 next year, so buy some tickets. Hockey's for everyone. You can tell it's getting late and the brother's tired, right? I'm going to get y'all out of here. But two other groups that and this was really important. The CIA director's here, and I think it's really important. We have in this room today representatives from our military services, in particular the U.S. Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing anyone who has served our country, because we are not where we are today, but for them, the U.S. Marine Corps. And they came in force. I want to let you know as you get ready to leave, we have so much to be thankful for. God is really so good. And I really mean that we've had all of our partners, the Department of Defense, the Office of Secretary of Defense, the Air Force Office of Scientific Research. I mean, all of them have been supportive of the work that we're doing. And Apple led this, so I want to thank them again. But let me tell you something. We have a lot to be absolutely, as Americans, to be proud of. No matter what happens, we have a whole bunch of people, including our agents at the CIA, who make it, right for us to feel relatively safe in our country. So God bless everyone who's come out tonight, who serves our country, for all that you do to keep America safe. Before we close, I have to thank just a few additional people that made this possible. Pulling off this night isn't easy, as you might imagine, so that's why we try to thank everyone. But there are a couple of organizations I want to thank. First of all, I want to thank The Hill for being our congressional media partner and supporting TMCF for the past 3 consecutive years since we've been in Washington, D.C. The Hill. If you're in the room, just give me a wave out. Thank you. Thank you so much. They called us a must-attend event, which got us in that top list of charities and frankly, events in Washington, D.C. I also want to personally thank, and I just shouted them out, my staff. Let me tell you, this doesn't happen. I'm the guy that gets a little bit of attention. I'm the guy who gets up on the stage with the pretty suit and all the pretty face. But at the end of the day, I have an amazing team back there, and I won't pull the lights up, but you all just please join me in thanking my team, my staff. And I have paid staff and I have volunteer staff, and all of them I give a huge appreciation to. I want to thank the production team, because if this isn't your average rubber chicken dinner, right? We bring it to you. This is produced like a show, and I'm very pleased with, I was standing in the back on the other side of the white line, and he said, "You're in the view." I was like, intentionally. I want people to see it, brother. I bought this suit. Y'all gonna see this. I want to thank all of our distinguished guests, our presenters, our awardees. I want to thank recording artist Andra Day, recording artist V. Bozeman, the amazing Reed Shannon, our red carpet hosts. I really want to thank everyone in the companies who've allowed us. Their participation and their hard work has made this a worthy event. I have to thank, again, all of the companies, government agencies, everyone who purchased tables for the event. Again, you have to know how good it felt to be able, when people were calling us last week saying, "I'd like to buy a table," to say, "No, it is sold out." I was on radio last week, and to be able to say, "The room, I can't put you in here." That means next year people will sign up early and often and all that good stuff, but your support is truly appreciated. And for those of you who donated more than $100 online, the drawing winners will be displayed on the screens at the end of the evening. So please, stick around to see if you won, and then pick up your prize in the International Terrace. One last pitch before I congratulate the honorees and get on the stage. Listen, I told you I'd be a professional beggar, but there is something to be said. We're going to get that hump. If each one of you would consider just giving, Jim asked for 1%. I'm going to be a little more subtle or conservative. If each of you would just think about, especially those of you all who are at corporate tables, and somebody else paid for the table anyway, I'd like you to consider using your little iPad on your table, on your tables, and giving just $100. I mean, we spend that on a couple of cups of coffee a month, right? If each of you would consider, before you leave tonight, giving just $100 to help young people pursue their dreams, it would make all of the difference. Huh?
Explain how this works, please, sir.
Oh, my Lord, there's always one, and he's going to call me out. He's going to get me $100. That's what's up. Okay, I need my technology. Come on, help me out. You all know I don't know. There's an iPad on each of your, right, Apple? There's an iPad on each of your tables, and you can get your phone and go to www.tmcf.org. There's a big button that says donate. I'm not subtle. But the idea is I'd like each of you, seriously, and thank you, Mr. Yoba, for standing up. Okay, hey, ain't nothing better than Mr. Yoba because he does this for a living. Before we go, hey, this is totally unscripted, people.
So, as a point of clarification, I have an iPod on the table. That's all I see. Where's the iPad?
iPad?
Okay, so what do we do exactly? Does this help donate money or no?
Yes, you can do it that way.
How does this work? Apple team is saying no.
The iPad's on each table, and we're going to hand you a table.
So we don't have one at our table.
Yes,
we
you do.
now.
Yes, you do.
So, all right, thank you very much. Everybody's clear. Thank you.
Guys, that's a high-class problem when your presenters come up and pitch it for you. But seriously, before you leave, congratulations again to all of our honorees tonight. You are now a part of the TMCF family, and we hope we can call on you to support us in the future. We didn't talk much about it tonight, but if you want to talk about developing minds, that is what we've been doing for the past 3 days with the students in this room at our annual Leadership Institute that ended earlier today. And even though our Leadership Institute is over, I must thank all of the partners who supported it. To all the partners, supporters, recruiters in the room, I heard today Hershey's made 20 conditional offers to our employees to come to work. The Hershey's Corporation today. I want all of you who are here to hire these young people, please stand to be acknowledged before we leave. Leadership Institute partners, Wells Fargo, all of the folks, John Deere, all of you who hired people, CIA, if you gave them jobs, that's what this is about. Tonight has really been about our students. I know many times you leave these events and there are parting gifts. The last thing I'd say to you is, well, we thought about doing something this year different. When you go out, you're not going to get a bag with a whole bunch of liquor and stuff and all that good stuff. We have some great partners. We hope we fed you well and had good stuff on the table. What we've decided to do in lieu of gift bags is we've decided to use those funds that we would have spent purchasing gift bags and the things that are included in gift bags to provide 5 scholarships to HBCU students. Get ready. To attend Apple's Worldwide Development Conference next year, okay? That's what we're doing. People get jobs at Apple. They also become a part of the ecosystem, the $10 billion app development ecosystem. And so we want our entrepreneurs to be recognized as well. So 5 students are going to go all expense paid next year to the Worldwide Developers Conference, thanks to Thurgood Marshall College Fund and the generosity and largesse of our wonderful partner, Apple. I'm sure you guys appreciate that and aren't too upset, right? Okay, however, our longtime partners from the Hershey Company decided, okay, we can't give you a gift bag, but we're going to provide you a nice, sweet parting gift that you will receive on your way out. So thank you. Thank you so much, Apple and the Apple team who worked so hard to make this an amazing event. Thank you so much. Without you, this night could not have been more special. Let's give Apple another round of applause. Finally, to the students in the room, and make sure you say hello to a student before you leave tonight. Representing all TMCF scholars at all of our member schools throughout the country, remember, kids, you are our future. And I leave you with an excerpt from a Maya Angelou poem, one of my favorites. She said, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Continue to rise, dear students, as you face adversity and letdown. If you don't get that first job or that first internship, don't feel defeated. Rise and look for that next opportunity. As you look forward to that day to rise at your commencement ceremony and start that next phase of your life, remember that TMCF will be there with you. So rise, reach for the moon and the sun, and don't let anyone hold you down. Your dreams are our future. and to salute each of you for your hard work and for not giving up on your dreams, I present to you, to take us home, recording artist Andra Day.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we can walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we can walk it out. Ooh, mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. I will rise up, I like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Ooh, mountain, bring it to its feet. Ooh, mountain, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other. Yeah, for that we have each other. Yeah, we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, see, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves, we'll rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. We will rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder to check the screens for tonight's raffle winners. Again, tonight's raffle winners' names are displayed on the screens. Thank you. Good night.